Good morning and welcome to the Journey of Grief, Becoming Us Without Them. My name is Barbara Field, and I started this channel so that people who are grieving all kinds of losses could just find people to relate to. And I am a licensed marriage and family therapist in Sacramento, California. And I have invited Lisa Schwarz to be with us today, so that she can talk to us about her work and what she would like us to know about that. So Lisa, take it away.
Thanks, Barbara. Thank you for having me. So my name is Lisa Schwarz, and um, I'm a therapist, a psychologist in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I am a human on the grief journey myself right now. So I was thinking, probably actually what came spontaneously this morning is talking from a place of both just the human experience that I'm having and am kind of tracking relevant to grief. And then just a tad about what I find has been helpful that I can share as a therapist or fine tune, let's put it that way, fine tune to bring it to service to others. So today isn't, I don't really feel it's really about CRM, the comprehensive resource model, which is, the model that I have developed. I don't feel like this is about that. I feel like this is about speaking from the heart and speaking from the fractal of reality, the fractal of grief. So addressing the very in our timeline human experience of loss, as well as what that has activated or catalyzed in me in terms of looking at what's the teachings, for me at least, which possibly perhaps could be helpful for someone else to look at it from a different view, a bigger view, as well as just the really 3D view. Um, so it was interesting. I wasn't planning on doing this. I'm hoping, Barbara, this is okay. I ran into a poem, as I'm addicted to my phone, scrolling in there, and because I'm an equine therapist and I work with horses, I get all the reels, on Facebook from the horse people and the horse things and everything about all that. And I ran into this poem last week that this woman had posted, which I would like to actually read because like I couldn't say it better in terms of the nuances and the essences of what it's like as a human in 3D to experience, grief of a loved one, whether it's a human or an animal or, again, like the invitation when I read the poem is for people just insert in to any of the words that say horse or barn or something like that. You can insert anything in there. Your husband, your friend, your mother, your dog, your health, your homeland. I mean, you can pretty much like insert in any word that is relevant to separation, to loss, to a disconnection that is very much life changing, heartfelt, et cetera, et cetera. And that's why I want to read the poem. It's not about the horse part at all. It's just the way she worded it brings, it brought me to start to think about this podcast. And because I hadn't really been thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know, I'll wing it. But when I when I read the poem, it made me think, something in me clicked in terms of, and what does this all really mean in the bigger picture? What is an opportunity and a catalyst to go further with what that feeling is, with what those words are that she's saying? So that is why I want to read the poem, because it was one of those weird things. I don't even know how to, it's a miracle I didn't lose it, because I don't know how to backtrack on Facebook. I don't know how to like find things that I lose. And somehow I had the wherewithal to like quick share it with myself so I wouldn't lose it, which is unusual. So I'm just going to take that as a divine sign that it's okay that I read the poem, and that it is kind of the framework for, at least it's the framework for what I thought I would talk about, because it is the 3D human experience that everyone, I'm sure, will relate to. It will probably make me cry to read it. But then it was the jumping off point for a deeper dive into really, what is this? Where do we take this
Sounds
from?
awesome. If you can share that with me later on, I'll add it to the notes in the.
Okay. Okay. So I want to give this woman credit, obviously. I don't even know how to contact her to say, is it okay if I put this on the podcast? Because I don't know how to function like that online. So I'm just hoping that she's hearing me, that I'm sharing her poem with reverence. And it isn't just going to the horse people on the horse reels on Facebook, that her words are going, to the collective, hopefully. Um, and so for anybody who's like, did you get permission? Are you sure? All that kind of thing. It's like, I don't know how, but
I'll send me the link and I'll let her know.
will you? Okay. Okay. So anyway, her name, this was from December 18th. She posted this, and her name is Leanna Kramer Jacobson. And she's writing about her horse, but like I said, it's not about the horse that I'm reading it. Although I did just lose one of my horses, so it
Oh.
that was the initial for me, but then it was like way bigger than that. Okay, so here it is. Don't forget, insert whatever loss you have into any of the horse language, anything. It doesn't even need to be like what you think of as typical loss. Okay. The grief of losing your horse isn't loud. It doesn't always announce itself. It settles in quietly in places no one else sees. It's waking up and forgetting for just a second, then remembering. It's driving, it's driving past the barn and feeling your chest tighten. It's reaching for a halter that isn't needed anymore. It's standing there a little longer than you meant to. Losing a horse isn't just losing an animal, it's losing a routine, a safe place, a piece of your heart that knew exactly where it belonged. People don't always understand why it hurts the way it does. They don't see the hours you spent together, the early mornings, the quiet evenings, the moments where words weren't needed because your horse already knew. See, I knew I would cry. And it's it just means so much on so many levels to me, even as I read it. So sorry about this. They don't see the way your horse held your emotions without judgment, how they stood beside you when life felt too heavy to explain, how they carried you, not just physically, but emotionally, through seasons you didn't think you'd survive. The grief comes in waves. Some days you can talk about them and smile through the memories. Other days, the smallest reminder takes your breath away. The barn feels different, too quiet, too empty. The silence where their presence once lived can feel unbearable. And the hardest part, this is the part that like really got me. The hardest part, you don't just grieve who they were, you grieve who you were when you were with them. The version of yourself that felt safest beside them, the version that breathed easier, trusted deeper, loved without fear. Losing a horse means learning how to carry love and loss in the same heart. It means missing them in ways that don't fade with time. They simply change shape. People may tell you to move on, get another horse, remember the good times, but you don't move on from a bond like that. You carry it forward. You carry it in the way you touch another more gently, in the way you understand fear differently, in the way you love deeper because you know how fragile it all is. Grief doesn't mean the love was too much. It means it was real. It means you were lucky enough to experience a once in a lifetime bond, a depth of love that not everyone gets to know. And even though the pain lingers, so does the love. Your horse lives on in the lessons they taught you, the strength they gave you, the part of your heart that will always belong to them. So if you're grieving your horse today, be gentle with yourself. There is no timeline, no right way to mourn. You loved deeply, you were changed, and that kind of love never truly leaves you. So even as I was reading it, I was it even on the podcast, it was just unconsciously or consciously bringing up separations that have from throughout my whole life, probably throughout my timelines, my ancestors who I called in to sit with me in this podcast. Most likely, hopefully, I invited them to feel what came up for them as what came through in feeling these things and talking about this today potentially could heal and give the ancestors an opportunity to feel what they have not been able to feel as well. But it can be the land, it can be your lineage, it could be anything. But this poem set me on this journey to figure out what to talk about today, because it isn't just about losing someone. And I love the name of your podcast, because one of the things I wrote down in my note is this to me isn't about who I lost, what we all lose, or who we lose, or whatever. It's about how do we use the grief? How do we work with that type of loss and all of the nuances of loss and grief to find our way back to ourselves? That it really is about being um, able or aware of the potential for how healing it is for our relationship with ourself, with all that is, with the oneness, with the collective, with our God, whatever that might be. I'm just using that word. I don't know what other word to use. To just work on these separations, because that's to me what happens when I finally step into grief at the level that is really there, and that I let myself feel, interestingly, a love. It's the love that I was able to feel at a different depth as a result of the grief that was so profound. And that's what flipped the script for me recently in terms of what is grief really? And is it really this horrible burden that we have to get through? This thing that seems to impact our lives and interfere with everything and bring us down. And I'm just posing that perhaps not. Perhaps this is something that is so expansive that gives us the opportunity to work on and look at what does the grief bring up in us in terms of our separation from ourselves? What are the belief systems that come when we lose someone? The regrets, when I wish I had done this, or I wish I hadn't said this, or, I wish they had said this, or I'm really angry that they did this, or whatever it might be. It's an opportunity to look and identify what gets triggered in me when I go into this kind of process where I'm feeling pain, emotional pain at a level I've never, ever, truly, ever even knew existed before, and then potentially choose to go, what does it feel like to feel love at that level? to actually feel love at a level where there's no word for it. It's not, the word love doesn't even, it doesn't even, it's like the poem. It doesn't even describe it. There's no word. It's an experience. It's an experience of connection that I believe that we have all lost like thousands and thousands of generations and lineages and lifetimes ago. And I really do believe that when we lose someone in this timeline, it really does, especially at that depth, like something like your homeland, your family, your safety, your soulmate, your partner, your whatever it might be in your life that is something that made you feel I'm good. I'm okay. And it wasn't even in words, and when you lose that level of grief, it seems to me to really bring forward that level of profound primal grief, and then the rage, and then the void, and then all the other things that go with again, the primal, the very origins, the very source of our separation from ourselves. And I'm talking about our souls separating from the divinity that is us, our souls separating from the divine that is outside of us, our souls for the very, very first time in the whatever time our souls exist in, the very first time that we did split, that we were no longer in the one, that we were no longer whole and as whole, that we didn't even know we weren't, that there was even such a thing. And that to me is what also is being experienced when we grieve like that. And so many people obviously wouldn't, I didn't think about that until, I don't know, 6 months ago. I wouldn't have thought of it like that. So what I'm hoping is that my ability to acknowledge it, to acknowledge what this really is, what grief really is in the fractal of reality, meaning across timelines, lineages, dimensions, species, within, between, without, above, below, all the different ways that is hopefully that my intention, I'm just saying for me, I'm not saying anybody else needs to do this, but for me, it's like my intention is that my experience of this, my exploration of this, my felt sense and my devastation and my joy and my shock and surprise and awe at what this process really is, to be in grief and to go to the roots of love at that same level, that can potentially, if I set the intention, can help heal the lineages, can help ripple out into the collective for people who would never really have the time or space to think like this because they're in survival terror or just aren't in this world of awareness, which by no fault of their own. So it's like a service to self. It's also, I'm hoping, to be a service to others, to really be able to feel. It's the feeling of it, because I feel like I'm talking all this cognitive concepts about it, when really what it has been such deep experiencing of joy, connection, love, a remembering of that I've never felt in 64 years, as well as a pain that takes me, like she wrote, like a tsunami, like a wave. It just takes my breath away, even from a second in the middle of who knows what, it'll just come over me. So I think the questions then are, yes, of course, we grieve the loss, but if we look at what are we doing in that grief? Are we flagellating ourselves, flagellating? Are we blaming ourselves? Are we just stuck in regrets? Are we stuck in the unfairness of it all? Are we raging at God or the drunk driver or ourselves or whoever? Are we there? where are we once again in the I deserve it. I never have, this always happens to just all the negative. I don't deserve happiness. Of course I would have this loss. Of course I won't keep what I want because I am unforgivable, because I am not enough, because I am not worthy. Of course I will be separated from the thing that makes me feel the safest and the most whole and the most okay. Of course I will be, because I'm not all right. I'm not good enough. And that self-worth issue to me is what so often gets triggered. Not just even just even just something as simple as, did I euthanize my dog in time, or did I let her suffer too long? Did I think enough? Did I do it right? Did I take her on enough walks? I mean, this is a very 3D level of it. But of course, with our partners or humans or our families or whatever it might be, I think of all the immigrants and what's happening in our culture, in our world today, people just being removed from their lives, removed from like heaven into hell, basically. And I don't mean that in a religious way, but just what kind of grief, what kind of belief systems get stirred up there, in terms of just somebody living a simple life, and then that happens where they may not have ever thought anything negative about themselves, but something like that digs it up from the lineages, pulls the resonance of it, the coherence of it from the collective. And then, pow, there you are, like sitting in this, not knowing what to do with it. So my thought about it all is to be aware, as a therapist even, be aware of these other ways to work with grief, in terms of, let's look at what this is bringing up in you that separates you even further, not just from your loved one, not just from the gift that was, because when you're in all the negative, it's like you just go down that rabbit hole. But also, how is what's coming up for you as a result of loss, as a result of the loss of the connection of that depth of unity with another being that doesn't even have a word for it? What does that bring up in us that then perpetuates separation from self and other, and our value, and therefore our choices? So I think choice is really big in here too, that this looking at grief in a different way brings up choice, because so much, at least this is just my humble opinion, so much of what I see that is in dis-ease in the world, whether it's mind, body, spirit, is this I lost the thought. Isn't that funny? I lost the thought. I don't know.
It'll come back.
It will, because that was an important one. That one has to come back. But anyway, the point is just, how do we flip how we're looking at this from deepening disconnection, separation, lack of self-worth, the old programs that run, how are we allowing that to continue simply by the virtue of being afraid to feel the grief fully at that depth that you can't name, as well as not realizing that there is the potential, there is the ability, if one chooses, that's what I'm talking about, is choice, to choose to feel the other side of the coin, to feel what the love that creates that level of grief. And what do we do with that choice? Do we choose to, even if we don't even believe there is such a thing in existence, can we choose to try to feel it anyway? Can we choose to do something different with what we're experiencing? What do we choose to do with all of these separations, with all of these regrets? What are we going to do? Are we going to choose to live? Did this loss teach us to live? Or is the loss reinforcing death? And I mean, mind, body, spirit, death. And to me,
Yeah, that's the one of the reasons I started the page is not a lot of people realize all of the levels that this is happening on, and people don't understand. It's hard enough for a grown-up to grieve, but when unprocessed loss and self-esteem issues and trauma from the past gets in there, it's too much. And they don't understand that there's more going on than just, I'm really sad about my loss. And so the goal is to inform people, hey, here's what's going on. Give yourself a break, give yourself some options, let yourself understand the bigger picture of what's happening so you can perhaps grieve more kindly and self-compassionately.
and more productively, I think. And also, as I mean, this obviously would depend on the kind of the framework of the therapist. But as a therapist, to me, what you just articulated is something that I would be adding in, and I would. This is just a suggestion for whoever. You probably already do it, Barbara, but adding into the client's work when we're working like this with this is the intention that whatever work is done, whatever transmutation occurs as a result of the therapy, as a result of the healing, as a result of the process, that the heartfelt cellular quantum level intention, and I do this very specifically with clients. I invite them to choose whether they want to set intention that whatever they're doing and whatever process happens, and I do it for myself as well, because this is all working on me too when I'm working with people, that it all will have an impact on the lineages, on the ancestral lineages, on the spiritual lineages, in the collective, so that it doesn't just stay within the dyad of the therapy, that it actually has the potential, when you're working with these nuanced levels of it, to actually have an impact where it needs to be. Because to me, one of the things that is concerning about what's happening right now in the world is is all the separations, the disconnections that are strategically designed, as well as a consequence of just what's going on, being basically a victim of what's happening, and that we don't need to be a victim, that we can, if we choose to look at what can we do with this that is going to assist 9 billion people who don't have access or the wherewithal or even the space or room in themselves to even look, heal, to connect in this way. Can we bring to a larger, the fractal of humanity and across species, healing from massive thousands of years and thousands of experiences of separations? Because that's what we're really talking about here, and not just separations from people, planet, et cetera, but from us, from the love that is in us, that unity that has no word, that feeling, that bond that is beyond any word. That's to me what I'm striving for, to have that relationship with me. And so when I'm grieving different things that have been coming up lately, which is like, I got it. You can stop now. I'm working on it. But but that is where the teaching is for me. I need to love myself the way I felt that love for the other. And I need to look at why I can't. And I need to look at what is in the way of that. And I need to look at, that's what is important here. What can I do with what can this loss, this grief process bring me that allows me to work through why I can't feel that for myself? So that's kind of the overall thing that I've been working with around grief. I'm actually going to look at my notes for a minute because I had taken a lot of really good notes over the week. And I want to make sure I got it.
There's nothing worse than remembering something important you wanted to say and it's too late to say it.
Yeah, it is. I think it's the choice thing. Are we going to choose to reclaim ourselves, or are we going to choose to allow yet another rolling rabbit hole of negativity to just continue to enslave us to something that doesn't even exist?
And I just think a lot of people don't understand that that's even an option. They don't, they're just in anguish. It's the most profound loss they've ever had. They're barely breathing and they don't have a frame of reference for, all right, where's the shovel? Let me start digging myself back out of this hole. They just, okay, I guess this is the hole I live in now.
That would be somewhere where I guess CRM would come into this conversation, because the digging out of the hole can happen two ways. The digging out of the hole can happen through just dissociating enough to get yourself out of it, through dissociation, through distraction, through all of the defense responses that we've learned our whole life to avoid that level of discomfort. Or it can be the digging out by feeling fully. But how do we feel that fully when we are in trauma loops all the time? And this is the biggest one, the separation trauma. And so CRM, comprehensive resource model, provides the level, the power, the robustness, the comprehensive, doesn't miss a thing resourcing that allows a person, if you're working with a client or teach a client, how to bring themselves into a state of I can and want to and choose to go in to the pain so I can get out. I don't even need to dig my way out. Once I go in, I'm popped out like automatically. And CRM has the potential to do that. It has that level of resourcing in it that goes beyond just feeling really sad. It has the potential to go across the timelines, across the dimensions, across species, across all the ancestral lineages. And to me, that is honestly the most important thing. As a healer.
So I used to say that I was a good grief counselor because I had sustained losses and traumas and stuff. But it was only after my husband died that I was like, oh crap, now I'm a grief therapist. And part of that is that, like, literally days before my husband died, I had my first CRM session, and it enabled a version of me to experience that loss that could embrace this. And it has been the CRM that has helped me to become the person that I am now. And so I really love this model, and I love being a therapist and being able to do it with people, because I know otherwise I'd still be running around in circles chasing my tail.
Yeah. And I really honor you for sticking with it, and for, on some level, knowing and choosing, this way of getting through that pain and that process. I just have a lot of reverence for you, Barbara. And all these years later, you're still with it, helping other people. It's really remarkable. So we are therapists. This is our job. That's what we're here to do, is to be able to guide people in a different way, in a bigger way, in a deeper way. The imperative is more important now than it ever was, because the consequences of separations, disconnections from every dimension, timeline, speed, everything is just culminating in this thing that we have to start to put a circuit breaker in it by stepping in, instead of staying where it's safe, the level of grief that's safe. So hopefully.
So there's a level of grief that's safe.
There is.
Darn. I don't think I stopped there. I think I went much deeper, much faster. I don't remember the safe level.
Well, I don't think you know it until you're at the other level.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't think you realize, at least I didn't realize. But, you know, there's another thing to add to this too. And this is more like a clinical thing, which I do think is really, really important. Number one, again, whenever I'm doing, this isn't what I was going to say, but just a reminder, whenever I do grief work, any kind of grief work, I'm always making sure the client has the opportunity to decide whether or not to choose, to invite all of her ancestors, all of her descendants in to, you know, in energetic consciousness, conscious form, to feel and be part of the work. That's number one. And then the let's see, what was the second one? Boy, I'm really like losing my train of thought here today. I know. So another, when people get stuck on the, just they can't get out of it, there's two things that can be happening. One is the grief is actually a camouflage or a defense response or a cover over other emotions that are even harder to feel. So it could be rage at the person, it could be rage at something else that is related to the loss, it could be some other memory that has actually never been stepped into and fully processed. So while I understand, and I really do understand it experientially, how long grief can continue, I think as a therapist, there's a way to feel into like, there's something else here. It's been a really long time. It's not shifting like at all. And to just, again, I mean, I use CRM to do it, but to try to find intuitively, to dig up what's under there, that this grief, which is socially acceptable, is covering up. You know, that it's not only socially acceptable, but acceptable to my own consciousness. You know, but yet there's something else under there, whether it is a memory, whether it is a trauma, whether it is 50,000 years old separation from God trauma, whatever it might be. So I always do like to look if it just has that feeling of there's more here. The last thing I wanted to mention too is another kind of therapeutic, you know, intervention would be what I call the deathbed sequence, which is when someone is really having trouble moving out of just the grief loop, where there isn't even, you know, any nuance or movement in the essence of the journey in the grief. It's, to me, it reflects a forgetting that we have a choice of how we want to live and respond to what has happened to us. And do we want to react? Do we want to respond? What are the choice points that we feel free to make? We are completely free, sovereign individuals. So if you do the deathbed sequence, which is in CRM, it is when you take somebody to, you literally, I mean, it sounds hard and scary, and people are like, nah, I don't want to do that. But when they do it, it's just like a jewel, it's a gem where you take someone and just invite them to step into the future, or I guess is the best word to put it, and really feel into the moment, the few minutes before their death. And the brain will allow that to happen. The resources that we use, the higher self knows this is really important to do because this person is stuck in not choosing what to do and how to be, and how, even if you choose to stay in all that grief and do nothing more, don't use it positively, don't do anything productive with it, just grieve and grieve and grieve and grieve and grieve and lose your life because you never move through it, the deathbed sequence can be very helpful. It's almost like the ghost of Christmas past, present, and yet to come, and you have people really look at like, look, if you stay in this and have, we can't even find the obstacle to going any further. This belief system that you are caught in is erroneous and you won't even look. Let's look. What will it feel like when you die? Looking back at the choices that you made. And the one we're talking about right now is let's go somewhere else in the process, in the work. Let's explore something else. It's a choice. And that is extremely powerful. I have never had, I've done it with people who just wanted, the therapists who just wanted to know, what's the protocol? I don't have obstacles to living. I'm living. I'm like, okay, we'll just do it so you can experience it. And every single time the therapist has been like shocked. And I didn't know either. I mean, I just went in there to show them the protocol. And there was always something that was so deeply buried, so deeply heartfeltedly needed to really be aware of in a conscious way so that life could be lived differently. And
Well,
yeah. So that's really, that's really the all I can say in the time that we have. And I hope it was, something to think about. And I'm certainly not
hey,
diminishing
at the end
what
of
we
my
do.
videos, I always ask people for their 1 minute wisdom. So if people sped through the entire video and only got 1 minute of wisdom from you, what's the one thing you would want people to carry out of here and keep if they ignored everything else?
Flip the script on grief and loss to choosing life, joy, and a relationship with yourself.
Can you say a little bit more about that?
That's kind of what I've been saying
For
this whole
sure.
time has been choose,
Yeah,
choose,
absolutely.
choose the opportunity that kind of loss, that kind of bond, that kind of grief, that level of love, that level of regret. Choose what you want to do with that. Do you want that to facilitate your spiritual death, or do you want that to facilitate a new life, to facilitate life for you? So grief is no longer a negative.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much for taking time to do
Sure.
this. And it was great seeing you.
You too, Barbara. Thank you.
And I'm going to turn off the recording.